forward. I know this is so annoying because this clip is in black and white, but today I'm going to be talking about, I don't even remember what color this is. This color is Steal My Sunshine Yellow by Good Dye Young. I'll be doing a first impressions on this brand and the hair dye. So if you're interested in this, continue to watch. And if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe because we love small YouTubers. Let's jump into this. All right, so now I'm going to open the box. I ended up ordering these from Sally's Beauty Supply because, I don't know, I wanted to, okay? Oh, wow. So this is the first one. It's called Steal My Sunshine. It's a nice yellow. So I guess they decided that I wasn't gonna get green hair dye, so I guess I'm just getting this, which is the Steal My Sunshine. To be honest, I was like really excited to have green hair, and now I'm not gonna be able to have green hair because they didn't fucking send it to me. To backtrack, so I ended up in my mind, I wanted to do like yellow here for like e-girl vibes, and then in the back like cowabunga green, but they canceled my cowabunga order, so then I ended up just doing yellow. I don't even know if I should keep those clips in, but we are. Before I get applying the color to my hair, I'm going to be adding a little bit of Lavender by Ion Bright. It's just this yellow is like, I don't know if you can tell, but it's like very highlighter yellow, and I kind of want like a smidge dollar because that's just like not my vibe, you know what I mean? So I'm going to mix like a dab of this inside the yellow just to kind of tone it down like a smidge. So I'm just going to squirt it in. Oh yeah. And for some reason, I don't know if you can tell on camera, but it doesn't seem like the dye is like mixed together very well. There is like some orangey strands and like lines throughout the hair dye, which is interesting. So I'm not sure if maybe it's because it's been sitting in like the Sally's warehouse for a long time, or if like it's always does that. I'm not too sure. And then I'm just gonna go in and do like that much. I'm just going to mix this together and see what happens. This yellow stains so much. It's already like mixing in with like my bowl. I ended up basically using like the whole tube of hair dye, and this is what it's looking like inside the bowl. I feel like it's looking like, when I look at it in here, it's kind of reminding me of like a deviled egg color. But then, so I swatched it on some TP, like a professional hairdresser, and it's just coming up very like highlighter-y. I think it's time to put it on my head. And I don't know if you can tell, but like the tips of my hair have a little pink in them. So it might turn out like a little orangey ombre, which would be fun, or a little peach. Oh my fucking god. I think it's so funny that I keep dyeing my hair yellow because no one wants to have yellow hair. Like everyone wants to fucking tone their roots so they don't look like a yellow mess. Yet here I am. So I have the bottom layer done. I may have accidentally dropped some on the floor, so we'll be bleaching that later. I'm just gonna go with this little part. So I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but this hair dye is 5 fluid ounces, and since I didn't dilute it, I am going through it a lot faster than I usually would. I mean, it's probably my fault since I didn't buy a diluter or mix it with conditioner, but I have pretty thin hair and I don't have a lot of it, so if you have more hair than myself, I would definitely recommend getting more than one, which is kind of, well, I know it's like a very small company still, but it is pretty pricey for how much you are buying.
I didn't get that. Could you try again?
I'm not talking to you. So saying, it was about, I got it from Sally, so I'm sure it was upcharged a few dollars, but I got it from Sally's and it was $18.48, and then I believe it was on sale for $17.99, or there must have been like a coupon or something. I don't know. I don't remember. So $17 for 5 ounces of hair dye. I'm not sure how much or how that compares to Arctic Fox, but I will be doing price breakdown for that. This again. If you have more hair than me, this is not going to cover your head, because this is what my hair dye looks like. I've literally been squeezing the life out of this to make sure the top layer of my head is covered, because I was running so low. Like, this is all I can get out of it. Just have that on there. I'm gonna make my boyfriend check this out and make sure my whole head is covered, but this is what I look like until then. Alright, so while I'm waiting for this to be done on my head, I'm not sure how long I'm supposed to have this on, but I'm going to go 30 to 40 minutes. So I just wanted to talk more about Good Dye Young. So as we know, it is Hayley Williams' brand, but I also am reading on their website and it looks like her longtime stylist and makeup artist Brian O'Connor is a co-founder. I guess they're both co-founders. I'm not sure who actually owns the company. You know what I mean? Good Dye Young is an extension of their shared passion to provide a brand that breaks down all walls of just being a company and creating a community you can be a part of, empowered by tools that encourage your freedom of self-expression. Hayley Williams says, "Here's one of the coolest and easiest tools that we can have for self-expression. It's our own personal megaphone and it's attached to your head. Our purpose is to create an all-inclusive culture that inspires creativity and empowers everyone's journey through self-discovery with a whole lot more fun so we can all die happy." Dye was like hair dye, not like death dye. "Our mission is to cultivate an all-exclusive culture that inspires more creativity, community, and most of all happiness. DNA, community, creativity, color, cruelty-free." Of course, we're all cruelty-free here. If we're not, I highly advise it because it's kind of just the right thing to do. "Community, we support artistry, creativity, and the freedom of self-expression. Our community is bonded by limitless inspiration, imagination, and a flair for bold color. We believe happiness and confidence is the most beautiful you, and we want to see you in hashtag beautifully obnoxious and rock it." And then beautifully obnoxious is something that's on the box as well, which is cool. And then we have this guy with a shaved head, and then it's rainbow, which is really cute. I'm not sure if that's Brian O'Connor. I'm pretty sure it is. But so that is some information on Good Dye Young. And then also to preface again, they are a cruelty-free company, which is awesome. We love cruelty-free. And right now they have 20% off the whole store. And I feel like they always have sales going on. Go ahead and get some while you can. I'm looking on their website. It is $18 for a container. So that's actually 48 cents cheaper than Sally's, which is kind of weird because Sally's usually up prices a few dollars. I have yellow hair dye all over myself, so I kind of look jaundiced. That's probably offensive. Okay. So it's been a little over 40 minutes, maybe 43, 44 minutes. This is what my hair looks like. Now we shall rinse. So now I'm going to take this out and brush it. Here is my dandy wet brush. Just gonna start from the tips and work my way up. So I ended up putting, and I just got this product when I ordered this hair dye. It is the generic value products, and it's a conditioner compared to Paul Mitchell's The Conditioner, which is a leave-in conditioner. It says to use a dime size, but I actually use about 1.25. And then I also used this Paul Mitchell Super Skinny Serum, which helps with silky smooth, humidifying, resistant, I don't know. It's supposed to like help your hair dry and not be so frizzy. So here's what my hair is looking like. And I hate to keep like comparing this to Arctic Fox, but Arctic Fox is like the only thing I know. And this is not as conditioning as Arctic Fox. I'm not sure really what Good Dye Young claims, but I know with Arctic Fox they have like a very conditioning formula. A lot of the times when I wash my hair after I use Arctic Fox, my hair feels like literally like it's so silky soft and smooth, and with this it's not really feeling like that. Of course, like I said, I'm not sure what like they really claim, like if it's a conditioning sort of dye or what else, but I would just like to clarify that like it's not as conditioning as Arctic Fox. I felt like my hair was a bit more tangly. I didn't like shampoo it or condition it well. I was in the shower rinsing, but I didn't read the directions. I feel like a user error. But yeah, this is what this looks like. I'm gonna let this air dry and go to bed, and I'll check in tomorrow. Like, we're not doing it, but we want to. It's been about 2 days since I ended up dyeing my hair, so this is what I have. So I just put like a few little waves into it so I looked a little bit put together for this video. I could have filmed this yesterday, but I couldn't be bothered to like put on makeup so I would look presentable. So this is what we are dealing with. I'm not sure if the camera's picking it up, but in person it almost has like a grainy tint to it. Like on the tips of my hair it looks more like highlightery, but like you know how highlighter yellow is almost like has like a little bit of like a blue undertone, which makes it kind of look greeny. But in like pictures and on camera it's looking very yellow. I'm going to post a picture of me when I dyed my hair with Cosmic Sunshine, and then like a dash of Virgin Pink to kind of tone it down so you can compare the two hair colors. I also have a YouTube video on that, so if you'd like to see me dye my hair with the Cosmic Sunshine by Arctic Fox, of course I'll have it up here or up here, whatever way it is. I want to talk about the pros and cons of this hair color just because I have a lot of opinions about it, and I think I'm just going to start out with the negatives because I have quite a bit to say about the negatives. The first thing I want to say is that this stuff stains the absolute fuck out of everything. And I've never really had this with a hair dye, to be honest. I know that red hair dye kind of has that stereotype of staining everything, like pillows and sheets and towels and things along those lines, but this stains everything. I don't know what is going on. I'm not sure, maybe I didn't rinse it enough, but even with hair dye I haven't rinsed enough with like Arctic Fox hasn't stained. I wore one of my favorite sweaters, and it was from Self Care is for Everyone, and it's like an ethically made sweatshirt, and it got completely stained with this hair color. So it has like highlighter yellow all over like the neck of the sweater and the hood. I'll post a picture of it because honestly I'm a bit distraught about that because that sweater was $60 and my boyfriend bought me that for Christmas. And then you can't really tell, but my hands are still a little bit stained. It's been like 2 days since I dyed my hair, and then I actually accidentally dropped some on my feet, so like my toes are like a little bit yellow, like my nails including too. They just have like a very yellow hue, like kind of a jaundice-y type of feel, if you know what I mean. So that has been annoying. The day after I dyed my hair, I ended up having to go into the office to meet with a client, and I'm pretty sure she thought not very highly of me because I'm sure I looked insane. And it was like I don't think it's on my neck now, but it was like on my neck and on my arms. Like this yellow stains. I'm not sure if it's for the whole brand, but this yellow has gotten everywhere. My bed sheets are actually yellow, so I don't know if that actually like transferred over, but the bed is good, the clothing not so. Another red thing is, I mentioned this earlier, is this isn't a very conditioning hair dye. I don't know. This is all from my experience, so if you want to roast me, like, totally can. But, and I'll also be comparing this to 𝒮𝒃𝒶𝓃 a lot, just because I've used 𝒮𝒃𝒶𝓃 for years, and that's usually my go-to. But this is not conditioning at all. Like, when I rinsed my hair, it just felt, I don't want to say it felt horrible, but it felt dry, super tangly. Like, it was just hard to get the tangles out, and I felt like I had to keep brushing and brushing and brushing my hair before it was actually, like, somewhat decent. And then when I use 𝒮𝒃𝒶𝓃, like, your hair just feels like an oil slick, but like the best way possible. You know, like when you do a hair mask and after you take it out, you're like, oh my god, my hair is like silk, it's so beautiful and soft. Like with this, it's just like, it feels dry, like it's super tangly. I couldn't brush it. Like, you know when your hair is tangly and then you brush it and then it's like, so like clumpy and like fucked up, like that's how my hair was looking. I definitely like had to work very hard with my hair after I washed it, just because it was tangly. It was really hard to manage. And I've really, to be honest, I've never really had that with a hair color before. And I don't want to say this as like a con, but it's also because they're a smaller business. There's not like a variety of colors. They kind of just have like the basics of the rainbow, which I understand they are a small business and things along those lines, but there's not a lot of variety with the product. Another complaint I have about the product is that it is so expensive for how little of a product you're getting. I'm not sure how much the 𝒮𝒃𝒶𝓃 is for like the smaller one, but I'm pretty sure that's like 4 or 5 ounces, maybe like 6 ounces. And I believe that's like around $10, and then the bigger one is like $15 or $16, and that's like an 8 fluid ounce, and that's like $15 or $16. I'm sure I'm butchering the prices and I'll have them on the screen, but for how much product you're getting in this, I think it's kind of poorly priced. I think it's very expensive, and I understand they're a small business and everything, but it just doesn't really have that competitive pricing some other options in like the beauty supply stores or just online has. And I also hated how the hair dye came. I like the idea of a squeeze tube, but it's just so hard to get out this product. It's like it's like using toothpaste. It kind of has like a similar thing. You just like, after a while you can't squeeze product out with like the cap on it. So you have to remove the cap and then kind of do one of those things where you're like, shh, and you're like pulling it and then you're like bending it all crazy to like get the rest of the hair dye out. Especially because I'm touching my hair so much. Especially because there is such a small amount of product in this hair dye. You really have to like go in there and like make sure you squeeze the absolute last drop of the product out to get like your money's worth. So having that type of like container of the hair dye plus like the small amount is kind of irritating. So let's go into some pros. Pros, it's at Sally's Beauty Supply, and that is also like a chain, so it's kind of easier stuff to get. And then I also believe they're at Sephora now. I could be wrong, but I believe there's another store that is a chain and that is like popular that carries that, which is really cool. They do have their own website which you can buy from, but I found out with this hair dye, I bought it off of Sally's, and Sally's usually does mark up their products a little more when they're like buying from other companies, but this was only like 50 cents more expensive, which I thought was really interesting, because I know for 𝒮𝒃𝒶𝓃 they usually tax it like $2 or $3. Another cool thing about Good Dye Young, if you're looking to support like a smaller hair dye company, I think that's pretty cool. Also, the face of the company is Hayley Williams from Paramore, so if you're a true punk or emo, I think it would be like really cool to support someone that you like. Another awesome thing I like is that they're cruelty free. I try to buy cruelty free products as much as possible, just because I feel like your beauty should not depend on the life of a little animal. And then another awesome thing is that this product is very, very thick. To be honest, I've never really used a hair dye or a semi-permanent hair dye or whatever that was very thin. I know my friend just used, oh my god, what was the brand? One second. My friend Taylor just dyed her hair using Lunar Tides, and she said that their hair dye was pretty thin, so that's something to take into consideration if you're like big on formula. So Lunar Tides is like kind of a thinner formula. She said it felt like it was kind of diluted with conditioner a lot, so if that's something that you like more, then I would maybe recommend trying them out. And then another thing I thought was a pro is that it covers very well. I don't think you were able to tell in the video clips, but I'll insert a picture. But before I dyed my hair this yellow, I had like a little bit of a pinky tint on like the tips of my hair from like probably like mid shaft all the way down. I don't think you can really pick it up on video, maybe, but I did take a few pictures of like my hair in messy buns, and like my bun would literally be like pastel pink and then the rest of my hair was blonde, so it was like very obvious in that sense, but I don't think it was like enough of a difference for the camera to pick it up. So what would I rate this product? I don't know if I disclosed this earlier, but I'm not a hairdresser. I've just been bleaching and dyeing my hair from videos I've watched on YouTube my whole life. So I would probably give this hair dye maybe like a 6.5. I think there is really some things that they can work on, but I do think there are some good things about the product. The company Good Dye Young is kind of smaller, so they don't have much variety, and I think that's probably also why the pricing is a little up there, but they do have some cool options for colors, but it's kind of limited. Hair dye is very thick. It does cover a lot, but it is kind of pricey for what you are getting, especially because it's such a small amount. But I feel like if you maybe diluted it a little with some white conditioner, it could bring you a little farther. But if you have literally any more hair than me, which is not much because I have such thin hair, you would probably need at least 2 or 3 containers of that, and that would probably bring you almost to $50. Like, I'll show you how much hair. I don't have much hair. Like, can we see how much hair I have? I don't have much hair. Like, you could probably like make 2 paintbrushes out of how much hair I have on my head. So if you have any more hair than me, you will need more than 1 bottle. I promise you, you will need more product. So if you don't care about money and you stand small businesses and cruelty-free products, I definitely do recommend going out and trying the product. I know that Sally's is closed right now because we're in quarantine. I'm not sure when you're watching this, but that some stores do have like curbside pickup. I know in Illinois we don't have that right now, so I did have to order online, but it took me probably almost a week, a little longer to get this hair dye. So maybe by the time you're watching this, hopefully quarantine will be over, so you can go to Sally's and pick this up or order it online. I hope this review was somewhat helpful, or if you just want to roast my hair because I look like a curly french fry. Thank you so much for watching. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, because why not? Why are you not subscribed by now? Please leave me a comment why you haven't subscribed. I would love to know so I can work on that. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!